Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Shameless in Chicago. This is your host, Nin.
And I'm Luke.
And on today's episode, we will be discussing...
Big business.
Big,
guys. Like, have you ever had your own business idea and you said, this could work?
Like, you want to become a multi-millionaire and not work at all?
And not have any bosses and work with your best friends so that way you can have a really chill working environment?
Then this is the podcast for you.
Because we're here to tell you, dream a little smaller so that way you don't get your feelings hurt.
Yeah, no, actually, maybe don't even dream at all.
Yeah, no, if anything, wake your ass up, take your ass to some school, go to get classes, and get educated before you start doing all this stuff because there's a lot of hidden things that you don't know or that you have to pay when you open a business.
Yeah, so on today's episode, we are going to be discussing business, what it takes to get a business started, failure in business, and opening up a business with your best friend.
Which can probably be one of the most challenging things.
Yeah, so let's get right into it.
So I think we'll talk about the biggest elephant in the room, honestly, and that's going into business with your friend, because I think that's honestly a lot of advice that people tell you to not go into business with your friend or roommate or anyone you're really close with, family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which I would have to agree. I would have to do not go into business with your best friend. No, don't.
Go into business with like someone who's like an acquaintance to you, like us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I'm just kidding. See, the thing is I had like opportunities or like thoughts to get into business with other friends previously. But when it came to the way we disagreed and the way we argued, I was like, business would never be a viable option with you because we don't agree on certain things, or when we fight, it's not good and it's not good for business practice. But when I knew that it was good to open up a business with you, is that it's the way we fight. It's the way we communicate. Like, you have to see, like, if you're going to open up a business with one of your friends or somebody you know really well, look at the way you fight. Look at the way you guys handle each other at your lowest points, because it's not about how good you are together, how much of best friends you are, or like at your highest point, it's your lowest point. And that shows the true character of a person and your friendship together.
Yeah, exactly. It's about think about who will be there when you fall into rock bottom, who's going to help you up and who's just going to look at you and say, man, that really sucks. I'm sorry that happened to you. Because it's going to happen. But for those people like you and I, we will gladly get down into the mud with one another and say, hey, come on, we got work to do. We got business to complete. We can go nowhere but up.
Yeah. And you have to open up a business with somebody you don't feel like they belittle you. Like, oftentimes you can be in friendships and somebody will act like they're smarter than you, they're better than you, they know more than you. And that's not somebody you really want to get into business with, because, like, why are you looking at me like that?
It's okay. Go on.
But I don't belittle you.
Go on.
Is this something you have to say?
Don't go into business with someone who calls you fat every day.
Don't go into business.
And then makes food for you so you get fatter every day.
Don't go into business with somebody who wants to take over your thunder.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah, that's how I feel, mister. He was trying to start off this episode with the hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
But yeah, don't go into business with a friend who's going to belittle you. You definitely don't want that. First of all, that's not even a healthy friendship. But even a healthy business or partnership, not it.
And I think us being such great friends, also in the way that we kind of work through situations together, it didn't really prepare us on what to expect in terms of, we need to get this licensing, we need to make these payments, we need to get this insurance. We kind of looked at these problems together, and instead of saying we're going to freak out together, we say, okay, here's how we're going to dissect this problem piece by piece.
Yeah.
If you can do this, I can do this, so we can come together and work on this. As long as we have a focus and set goal, it's kind of like being in a witch's coven. Everyone's intentions have to match up for everything to work. Otherwise, something is going to go wrong, and you're all going to be pointing the finger at each other.
Yeah.
But there's like way more into opening a business rather than just your interpersonal relationships that can get in the way. Because boy, when I tell you, this is not a cheap thing to do. People always say, oh, just spend $150 and get the LLC. Okay, you've got the LLC. Now what? What are you going to do? What are you going to buy? How are you going to buy everything you need?
Yep.
What are you going to do?
Yep.
What did we do?
How are you going to expense that?
How are you going to expense that? Who's going to do your accounting? Do you know that you have to go to the Illinois or any real tax website and say that you're not making any paychecks right now, so therefore you're exempt from workers' comp and unemployment tax? There's so many little nitty gritty things you got to do so that way you don't get charged by the big stupid government.
And also, when you do end up like splitting or parting ways or whatever the case may be, who's taking what?
Oh yeah, that's actually a big one right now. I plan on taking all of the furniture.
And
My cats are going to have the best time on all of our furniture.
He's purposely saying that, guys.
No. I think it's perfect texture.
And he's going to say the white couch because that's what I want.
Yeah, no, the white couch. Yeah.
You're not taking the white couch.
I need the scratching post.
The $1,000 couch, you want to make it a scratching post?
My cat deserves the best, all right? Like, hold on. Look at him. Tell me he doesn't deserve the best. He's got 3 legs.
He is a cute cat. Absolutely not.
All right. But then again, these are things that need to be worked out
Yeah.
very early rather than when you guys are coming up maybe to the end of your business, or if you're not renewing, or if you're moving and you're upgrading your stuff. All of what goes where needs to be clearly delineated to all parties. So that way when you're at the end of it, you're not stuck pointing fingers saying, you robbed me, this is mine.
Yep.
It gets all very petty. So make sure you can nip all these little problems in the bud as soon as possible.
Yeah, because, I mean, we're obviously just kidding. When we were buying everything, we discussed where would go where. 1, if the business was going to fail. And 2, if we like move out or like no longer need it anymore, who's taking what and where is it going?
Yes, while you guys get some nice furniture, I'm stuck with a bunch of sound equipment and a couple of green screens. Sounds great for me.
Yeah.
Actually, I could do a lot with that.
Also, another thing about business is
Failure. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think failure and business are 2 words that have become super synonymous with each other because that's really the only way we learn. It's not like we went to school for business.
Nope.
We didn't have any mentors or guides or investors. We went into this cannonballed like freshly naked and we're trying to get clothes on while we're diving off the board. This has been one of the most off the hand decisions I think you and I have ever made. We're just saying, we're girls, we're just girls. We're going to open a business.
Yep.
But here we are. We did it despite everything the government could throw at us.
And it's not even that. It's also like we opened a content creation studio and like there's not many of this out there. There's actually none that do what our business does. And so when you're getting into a field that's literally brand new, completely fresh, not tried and true, like sometimes you're going to go to renters and you're going to go to a landlord and you're going to be like, hey, I want to rent out your space to run my business. And he's going to be like, great, what is your business? And you have to give them your business plan, your business idea to ensure to them that you are going to be making money so that you can pay them rents. However, if your business is something that has never been done before, you cannot compare the money to like other successful businesses, right? I can't open up let's say a restaurant, right? And I'm opening up a shawarma restaurant, right? I know that this shawarma restaurant makes XYZ money. They make such good money. They're successful. This is a tried and true business. The landlord is more comfortable. Whereas a content creation studio, there isn't any. And if there is, they're very limited. So knowing how much they make, how successful they are is very difficult. So you really have to like go in with thunder and with gusto that you believe in yourself and you're about to do this. But what happens when you start something from the ground and nobody else has done it before? You're bound to fail.
Yeah. And I think one of the biggest questions that I personally received when we started to talk about and getting open up the business, we started telling people is that people in my personal life, they would look at me kind of like befuddled and they would say, well, what clientele do you have?
Yeah.
Which that was always, it was an aggravating question because, yeah, sure, I don't have clientele. I'm opening up a business without any income coming in.
Yep.
But how will you expect me to get a clientele if I don't have a business to show and demo off of? Like, it felt like we were kind of being attacked by both ends. We were a little unsure on how to do it on the business end. Personal life was kind of making us unsure because people looked at our business and they said, I don't really understand what you do.
Yep.
And we went through plenty of months where we saw nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Not even a dime.
We actually had one day, and this is actually what I think is super funny. We one day penned a email over to our landlord company, and we said, hey, listen, I think that we are going to have to close. It just seems like the best idea. There's some things that, we're not too happy with. And that same month, we booked this place out 4 times.
Yep.
And it was like
It was the first time.
The universe had just said, you know what, we're going to give you a bit of a win here. And in those 4 times, I think we've met some of the most amazing people we could have ever met, like influential, popular, and just all around great people to be around.
Yeah. And I think that just like is really like such a sign is that when like God puts a vision in your head, go after it. If he's planting these seeds in your mind, go after it, chase after it. And if you feel like it's failure is just a part of the journey. So you can be so grateful for the moment that you do get that success. You know, it's like, let's say we opened up the business and we got success right away. I feel like we would have missed out on so much, and like we wouldn't have learned as much as we have.
We wouldn't have developed this new level of our friendship, I think, because we sat here and we collectively failed together.
Yes.
And when we did fail and we felt we were at the end, I think we looked at each other and we smiled and we said, hey, I'm happy we at least tried to do this. I'm happy that we at least got ourselves out the door, doing something that scared us, something new. We were able to push ourselves to that new that new horizon.
Yeah. And I think with the failure, we can look at each other and just kind of be like, oh, okay, well, we failed. We could go into another business, and if it fails, so be it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, failure happens every day.
It really
does. You only
does.
need one success. One success!
One great success. And so, yeah, we failed. We weren't making money at all for months on end. And then we finally got bookings, and we finally got clients, and consistent ones as well. So which made it all the more difference. And it just shows like, believe in yourself. Like if you have a vision in your head, it's there for a reason. God is planting that seed. That means you got it. Get the capability to do it and just go after it. And if you fail, let's say this business was a complete fail. We continued to not get a single booking until the end of the year. At least I could say I did it.
Yeah.
I won't spend the rest of my life thinking, what if?
Yeah, you'll actually be able to say, you'll be able to look up and you'll tell people, you can say in a job interview, I stepped outside the norm and I decided that I was going to try and run my own business because I am goal-oriented, I want to succeed, and I want to come out on top.
Yes, you're self-sufficient, you chase your own business. Like, it's not, starting a business isn't just like writing a piece of paper and starting a business. It's coming up with the idea.
And it's also a lot of preparation. You've got to get your files ready because all of your receipts have to be kept.
Yep.
You got to keep all of your legal documents. You have to get yourself what's called a federal employer identification number, which is what you use when you set up your business. You got to go to the DMV. You have to do yearly updates. And, you know, the scary part is that sometimes you got to put in some personal information. You don't know where it's going to go or who's going to see it.
Yeah, but this is not to steer any of you away from starting your own business. It's telling you guys that you can do it. Whatever that thing is in your head that you want to do it. Find somebody who supports you and do it. It's so important. So a part of the failure, right? You have a business and let's say it fails, right? Mm-hmm. A certain level of trust has to go in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because then once that business is dissolved and it's not bringing any money in, there's still the piper you got to pay.
Yeah. You still have to pay rent every month. You still have to pay your dues.
Mm-hmm. You've got all your bills. You've got everything. You've got all this equipment here that was supposed to bring capital. And the first couple of months, let's just be honest with yourself. You're not going to make any money.
Nope.
Not at all. We made a loss. I'm really happy we made a loss in our first year because it really helped us kind of move a bit forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you are going to get a gigantic loss in your first year and everyone's going to tell you, oh, it takes a while. And then those people who say, oh, it takes a while are going to say, well, it's been this long, blah, blah, blah. Don't let those people get inside of your head because the moment that you stop being consistent with what you need to do and how to run your business is the moment that your business fails. And it's okay to fail, but if you're not ready to give up and you're not ready to fail, don't let those people make you ready to fail.
Yeah. And if somebody like has a fake timeline of like, oh, your business has been open for 4 months and you still haven't seen anybody, it's like, no, it's okay. My time is coming. Like, I'm fine. I am okay. And I mean, our first two clients actually were people with high followings,
oh, yes.
like celebrity clients type of thing, influential people in the Chicagoland area and on TikTok and social media and all of that. And so it just goes to show that if you are consistent with something and if you are passionate about something and you believe in yourself, tune out the outside influences, tune them out. I know it's so hard, but that's the great thing about opening up a business with your best friend or a trusted person is that somebody is literally there supporting you and you guys are in it together.
Yeah, tell the universe what you need. That manifesting stuff may sound like some hokey shit, but we really did it, huh?
We really did it.
We really did it.
We really did it. But how do you think it's affected trust?
I can certainly trust you to get your bills paid. That's for sure.
Oh, that's for sure.
But so there's a couple of tests that I think that are good for friendships, but can also be really bad for friendships. It's probably, well, it first started off as the moving in together, but now it's also opening up business together because it's kind of the same concept. Yeah. I may not see you every day, but I still rely on you to pay your share of the bills and keep your share of this business running because this is the agreement that we've entered into. If you go into business with someone that's unreliable, like say if I trusted you and you didn't show up twice a week, you didn't show up for clients, you didn't help with the equipment, you didn't learn anything, and you didn't pay your bills on time, that would be a character flaw to me. I would say I can't trust this person really much as a friend because they've put us in this situation and set us up for failure. But we have a line and we both know that saying, hey, failure is not our option here until it's the very last. Yeah,
that's a really good point because you can easily go into business with somebody, right? And let's say your business starts failing, you can start giving up. You're going to be like, well, it's failing. Why should I even try? Why should I even come into the office? Why should I even start working? Why should I continue to post stuff on social media? Like nobody is receptive to this. Right. But it's like when that person, both of you are just like, okay, like we may not be making money, but we're both still showing up every day, and showing up is so important. People can become complacent so easy. And also when it comes to failure, people start pointing the fingers or like, oh, maybe if you would have posted a better photo.
Oh yeah. Maybe if you would have marketed better.
Yeah. Or maybe if you would have networked better, like people start pointing fingers and it's like, no, we don't have that.
Yeah. Remember, there's always 3 pointing right back at you.
Exactly. Your success is my success. And that's the way we operate this business. And that's the way we operate the friendship. It is not just the business. We operate the friendship with your success is my success because neither of us are selfish people.
Right.
And I think that's so important because if you are going into a business strictly for money, one of you really wants to become a millionaire or whatever the case may be, and you're strictly in it just for money, your business will fail.
Absolutely.
Your friendship will fail.
If you have no passion in what you're doing, then you're just setting yourself up for failure because you have no eyes on the actual big plan.
Yeah. Be more passionate about the business and then the money will follow.
One thing I will say though, with opening up a business with your friends, I think it opens up a lot of conversations that we have to really talk through.
Yeah, like for what?
Well, I would say that there's one business partner I have in particular who has an abundance of business ideas and wants to run all of them at the same time with no startup capital.
That's me.
So, as we have gone through the throes of fearing our business would not be successful, we had set our sights on another business.
Yeah, we've set our sights on a couple of them.
Yes, we have. Well, I'm going to talk about the one. I won't go into details about the one, but we decided, hey, this may be a good idea if things go wrong. We have the furniture, we have some of the rugs, we have some of the startup furniture. Hey, this could work well. And, we all were on the same idea. And then there are some other ideas that I'm not so sure about. Like, who wants to go through a roller rink where it's just hot dogs without the buns? That's not a good idea, Nin.
Okay, listen. We have multiple ideas.
I know, but we need the startup capital.
That's
we need
for
the buildings.
That's for sure.
We need the furniture.
Yeah.
We need the insurance.
Yep.
Guys, business insurance is the scariest thing ever. Always have it.
See, but like the thing is that my brain starts running a million miles a minute and I have these ideas and then I have somebody like Luke to go to that humbles me really quickly.
And they're not bad ideas.
They're not bad ideas.
They're not bad ideas,
no.
But they make you go, well, how well did we think it through?
I'm the dreamist.
Show me the plan.
And he's the realist.
Show me the plan.
Yeah.
I'm the shark. I am Mark Cuban.
So he says.
I will be Mark Cuban.
If you are Mark Cuban, where is your capital?
The letter M.
Oh.
For Mark.
Oh.
Capital M.
Yeah.
For millions.
Yeah. But I think that touches on an important thing as well, is that when you start a business and let's say it fails, like kind of how ours did for a few months, you are not afraid to look at everything that you did, learn from it, and then grow from it, and then even build up another business. And you start to recognize that the idea is so good in your head and it might be so good on paper, but how good is it in actuality, in application of it? And so if you're going to start a business, don't start a business that requires a lot of your own personal money. Like, do not rent a place that's so over budget. Do not rent a place or start a business where it requires so much of your capital every single month. Like, be prepared for it to be a loss, you know? And if it's a success, be super happy about it, but be prepared that it'll be.
And I have a question for our one-time, first-time, many-time entrepreneur friends and listeners, because I noticed something about myself after we opened a business. I became more confident in myself.
Yeah.
There was a time when I was maybe 21 years old, 22 years old, I wanted to be a real estate agent. And I was in this 90-hour online course, and then I finished 75 hours, and then there was a 15-hour course. And I started to have like little future visions of me being a real estate agent, right? And one of those visions is that I have to market myself. I have to go out and I have to meet people and I have to put myself on the line. And I said, you know, that's kind of nerve-wracking at this point in my life. I don't think that's something that I feel like I'm able to do. And it took me away from doing real estate. I could have had a completely different life.
Yeah.
But now that we've opened up this business, I had a thought one day. I said, I've opened up this business. I've marketed myself. I've put my name out there. I've talked to strangers. I've shaken hands. And I've worked with people who I've never even met before. I am now somewhere where 21-year-old Luke could never even dream of being because I put myself in this situation that was able to grow where my headspace was. I'm able to talk to strangers. I'm able to say confidently, hi, this is my business and this is what we do. How can we make your dreams come true?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's such an important point too. It's that like you have to have that confidence, but you don't have to start off with the confidence.
No, not at all. You can be as scared as you want in the beginning, but just don't show it.
Yeah.
Don't show it to anyone.
You have to get uncomfortable before you get comfortable.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, because as long as you stay comfortable, you're not growing and you're not learning. But as soon as you get uncomfortable, well, then you have to find out how to jump through the hoops. You got to learn these things.
I learned different editing software to try to get us ahead in all of everything that we do. I think I learned 3 different editing software languages.
Yeah.
You have tried to throw yourself at every social event that you can to try and get our card out. But I think everyone here has really done their part to just not only improve the business, but really improve themselves as well.
Oh, 1,000%. And once you do open up a business, your mindset changes.
Absolutely.
You start to look at everything as a business opportunity.
I feel like I'm a parent and this is my child.
Yeah. And you start to look at how do other people operate their business? How are other business models successful? What is the gap in the market? What are people looking for? Like all of these questions start to go inside of your head and you become a business person. I'm not saying everyone has to be a business person, but if you're listening to this podcast, then you might be a little interested in starting a business.
If this is your sign, it's your sign. Go for it.
Go for it.
Do it.
Be your own boss.
Be your own American dream.
So what are the pros and cons of starting a business? Let's just get into it.
Sure. So the first thing I'm going to say for cons on starting a business, I'm going to do it how we started a business. Con is that there's no startup capital. You're going to have to put your money from your personal check, from your personal savings, from your personal whatever into this business, whether it be your savings, your credit card, your checking account. You're going to have to put money down on this.
Yep.
You are going to have to become so confident, and this is another con. Being confident is another con because you're going to have to realize that people aren't going to see your vision and people are going to have so many doubts in what you want to do. So you need to make sure that once you have your head straight in what you want to do, you have your business plan straight, you have your entire operating system in place, you're able to answer any question that anyone throws at you because the moment that they see that you're knowledgeable and you're passionate, they take you that much more seriously.
Yep.
But I say that as a con because we're surrounded by people who expect to see you fail.
Yeah, of course. Even your closest friends are expecting to see you fail.
They're kind of they're probably the ones who are watching it the most.
Yeah. They're waiting intently. And that's not to say you have shitty friends or that me and Luke have shitty friends, but it's just to say that when you fail, they'll be like, I mean, I didn't think it was going to go anywhere.
And then people will say, I told you so. But I think one of the big things that pushes us is that we get to say, we told you so.
Yeah. And it's not even that. It's at least I wasn't afraid to do it.
At least I could follow something rather than a 9 to 5.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just do what you want to do, right? Like imagine we would have had this idea and so many other people did content creation studios and they're successful and we're failing or we never started it. We'd be like, oh, I could have been that person. Oh, I could have been that person.
Right. It's like, oh, I could have thought of pizza. Well, yeah, bro, it's bread on cheese, but did you do it first? No.
Like imagine the person who thought of an airplane, like who thought of like, let's fly people. Like,
and everyone said, you're fucking crazy. Man will not fly.
But what did the person do? They got enough people.
The brothers. It was the Wright brothers.
But they got enough people support to believe in their dream. They did it. And now
they put a plane together.
They put a plane together.
Some pros of owning a business though, is that it's kind of giving me some of that life experience I want. I don't have to report here like it's my droning day job every day. No. I get to meet new and interesting people. I get to go to networking events and say, hey, this is what I do for you. I get to create stuff that you get to see on TV, on YouTube, on TikTok, and everyone's like, oh, that's so cool. And they're actually kind of getting an interest because while everyone is a regular business person, you kind of see that people have these little wants to be a little bit more. They want to do a podcast. They want to do a fitness channel. They want to do this, that, here, but they don't have the time to edit. They don't have the capital to get all the expensive equipment. And when they come and see us and they walk in here, they take the big sniff and they say, oh, wow, it smells so clean in here. Yeah. It looks so nice in here. Yeah. It's like feeling all of that hard work pay off, saying, yeah, I'm doing something right.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely like the biggest pro when people walk in here and they're like, the first thing people usually say is it smells so good in here.
I know, then we freak out about that. We're like, does it smell okay in here? Does it smell okay in here?
Yeah. They say, oh my God, it smells so good in here. And two, wow, this place is so nice. And that's always like the best because it's like, this was my vision. This was literally, I mean, I'm gonna say credit. This was my design vision. All right. I found these chairs on the side of the road. I saw what was gonna happen. And we put it together. And I love it. And it makes me so happy that other people love it too. So.
Her idea.
My design.
Her design.
My design.
Her vision. Like we didn't help her pick out the rugs.
Okay.
She asked for our opinions.
I did ask for their opinions, but everything else was like, it was.
The standing desk.
That was Luke.
The clothing rack.
That was Luke. But those things aren't design. These chairs, the rug, the table, the white setting over there.
This is what every straight husband feels like when he tries to contribute to the aesthetics of the house at a Marshall's.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But it's so nice, like just seeing it come to life, seeing your vision come to life. And that's the entire business, right? Is for people to see their vision come to life, for people to start a podcast, for people to make their own music, for people to take really nice pictures. Like, yes, like if I knew anything during COVID, it's that people whose jobs were underappreciated, it's the arts that are underappreciated. It's people were listening to podcasts, watching TikToks. TikTok literally blew up during COVID. It's watching YouTube videos. It's watching film and television. But because film and television needs an entire production crew, that was taken away. So what were people resorting to? TikTok, YouTube, and podcasts.
And audiobooks.
And the people weren't like, oh, where's the finance person or where's the accountant? They were like, no, I need somebody who is going to stimulate me visually and artistically and all of that. And so like, that's why we created a studio, because during that time, so many people maybe had a podcast idea, but they weren't able to do it because they didn't want to start it. They didn't know how to start it, but now we gave you the platform to do it. And just the arts is just so, so amazing. And I just wish we as an American society appreciated the arts more, because let's think about it. We look at Van Gogh, we look at Picasso, we look at Mozart, we look at Beethoven, we look at all these people.
We didn't even care until they were dead.
And we don't look back and be like, so who was the accountant during Beethoven's time? Who was president during Beethoven's time? Like nobody
who
really.
Who was the treasurer?
Yeah, who was the treasurer? Oh, did you show up on time to your job? No.
Did you compose correctly?
Yeah, but what people do still listen to is Beethoven, and his name is still a thing.
Even though he couldn't hear it in the first place.
Ah, crazy.
I know.
But he started a business because he believed in himself.
You're the deaf one. I'm the musical one.
Okay. Overall, this podcast is to say, believe in yourself, find somebody who supports you, who believes in you. And if you are going to open up a business with somebody, let it be somebody who compliments you, who strengthens you and supports you. And of course, look at the way you fight. Look at how you guys are in your worst times. Not your best, your worst times.
Hard times make strong people.
No, seriously. And you see people's true colors. It's in the hard times that you see people's true colors. And with all of that, we wish you such great success in your career, your business, your
social
future.
Media profiles.
Literally anything you want to do, just do it. Who gives a shit about anybody's judgment, right? Nobody wakes up with 1 million followers, right? You have to work towards it every single day. You don't create an Instagram, a TikTok, or a YouTube with already 1 million followers, right? You have to have built up that following.
Right. It takes months of posting dumb videos on TikTok only for you to get over 100,000 views because of a cicada statue. Remember that.
Remember that. Luke is talking from experience.
Yeah.
Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star rating, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you back here every Wednesday with a new audio and every Thursday with a new video. We will see you guys until next time.
All right, everyone, and join us next time as Nin shows us how she's going to DJ on the Red Line Rave on June 15th in Chicago. That's right, Nin's going to DJ a rave on a train. Snakes on a plane, raves on a train.
Ooh, let's party it up.